We are recording here at Trail Riders Pizza at Cedar Crest with the very gnarly Elevated Roots. Come try out their pie. Everything's fresh made. Take it fresh. It's been the bomb for 17 years. So if you would like to maybe just go around and actually introduce yourself, to say what music instrument you play, and then we can jump into some of the songs, some ideas. First day of school.
My name is Jaden Stevens, and I play guitar.
All right.
My name is Andrew. I also play guitar. My name is Elton Allen. I sing vocals and play for
I'm Mark, and I play the keyboard.
I'm Chris. Play drums. Extraordinary.
He sings too.
Oh yeah.
I'm Austin. I do percussion and practice.
Sweet.
And I'm Derek, and I'm thumping that bass guitar.
Oh. I'm sorry. That was my bad.
Yeah.
I was going down the line, and then you play bass.
That's right. Bass guitar.
All right, cool.
I heard it somewhere. I didn't.
I think I was wearing the headphones. I feel like. Sorry. So, what did some of you guys start off listening to when you were young enough that where you really started getting into it, like music?
Anybody will start?
Bands.
I'm sure we all have an answer to that.
I was young, I normally played guitar, she was pregnant with me, and then my dad did a lot of bluegrass music, and it would be just live gatherings, do like a potluck dinner, everyone would get together, trios,
Yeah.
play to
That's
so
cool.
it's a big name, so it's been in my band forever.
Sweet.
I think my introduction to all that stuff was high school was percussion dance. So we did all congas, DJs, all that good stuff for 2 years. Some African drummers came, Okelepo, Sam, Uganda, stuff like that. So that kind of laid an imprint on me. Beyond that, I started, playing drums. I originally picked up playing keyboard and bass, and what happened was we didn't have a drummer at the time. Or we had a drummer, but we didn't have a drum kit. So I bought a drum kit, and then later on down the line, we had a drum kit, no drummer. So I picked it up. It happened. Started off with a lot of metal, double bass, stuff like that. But then these guys needed a reggae drummer. And kind of was it was a unique shift for sure. Picking up on the beats and stuff like that. But it's kind of natural when we came into that whole, percussion feel that I kind of had that in high school. And then to bring in Austin with congas, and he's got all the little toys to help make that stuff happen. So, yeah, that's kind of how this evolved in my.
Sweet.
Yeah, I started getting into music. I was like a baby. My dad was all he would do was a musician. So me and my brother, we was like our toys, guitars, and just everything laying around. Sure, we joke about it stuff. Yeah, but I don't know. My first ever tape that I bought was MC Hammer. I went from there. Smashing Pumpkins was real big for me. Grateful Dead is super big now for me. Yeah, I didn't even start playing keyboard until this year, pretty much, or like late last year. I met this guy Elton at Keith and Chong waiting in line. So he was like, hey, we got a band going. We're playing some bands.
Keyboard player, like, I have a keyboard. Like, come jam or something sometime. Like, yeah, it sounds like fun. That's one of those things. Talk to people, they're like, oh yeah, we'll jam sometime. It never happens, but it ended up happening later that night. And shit, they still put up with me. I learned to play Kokomo on the piano when I was like 9 or 10, but that's like where it kind of ended. Because I live between two families, so I had to go back and forth a lot. And so the other side of the family didn't really care about all music, art, all that stuff was like not as important. But I actually met MC Hammer when I was like 12 or something. I was at a Los Angeles Raider game, and my grandpa worked for him, so I was down in the field all the time.
Couldn't touch him, though.
I shook my hand. I got a picture with him, but that was about it. That's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
I definitely grew up with a lot of different music background too, Motown, stuff like Beach Boys, Lionel Richie, some country. I don't really call it. It's like the soft rock.
Yacht rock.
Yeah, the old. Not quite 70s rock.
Yeah. I think me, I was influenced from a very young age to music too. My parents were both kind of hippies, so they listened to. I remember my mom and dad having a big record crate, and I would go over and pick a record out that I really liked and wanted to go throw it on. And then, and the first influence of like playing music was definitely in middle school, being in marching band. And then going on into high school and playing in marching band and playing in jazz band. And then didn't pick up the guitar until like 18, 19 years old, and just kind of plucked on it. But then 18, what really changed my life, I went to a Lollapalooza. Primus, Rage Against the Machine, Alice in Chains. Like, it was life-changing. Tool, like everything, everybody was there. And it was amazing. It just changed my life. I came back and really was like, man, one day it'd be cool if I did that, you know. And always kind of lived that dream and had a family and kept following music, kind of fell into reggae, loved reggae because of the vibe. Everybody's so peaceful and harmonized in the family structure of it all. And then during COVID, kind of missed live music and went into playing it, and here we go.
Crazy. For me, I grew up most of my life with my mom on the radio. And she was on the radio for rock stations, so always had that going on. I was going to concerts by the time I was 5. Didn't really play much music then. When it wasn't really until a couple of years ago when I met Elton, and he took me to a reggae concert. Never been to a reggae concert. Didn't know how to spell reggae before he came along.
I told him I have dyslexia. I always want to spell it wrong too.
Yeah.
R-A-G for some reason. I don't know.
Well, and it was a life-changing night. I think time down.
The edit.
You went to that long.
Yeah, it was amazing. I just remember coming back and like didn't even know who Rage Against the Machine is, and I was like telling all my friends, man, they did this one song.
Okay. So, music. Where you started when you were maybe a youngster?
When I started, I think it was about middle school, early middle school. I just got into band class, started playing the saxophone, And around the same time, I wanted to take music lessons outside of school, and I got interested in playing the piano and the guitar. And I was stuck with them for a while, but 3 instruments was a lot to learn for a kid who was also interested in sports and other things. So I ended up just sticking with the guitar. I dropped band after 2 years or so. And I grew up around in the Seattle area, so I have like a lot of grungy influences. That being said, my parents would always keep the Music Choice channel on the TV, and the Music Choice channel they always chose was the reggae channel, so that was always playing in the house. My grandparents on my father's side lived down in St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, and a couple times throughout my childhood, we would go down and visit and just be immersed in that culture. And there was always, reggae music. That's just what we listened to a lot of time down there, and it made an impact on me for sure. It influences my style, I suppose. I've got an interesting mix of different things. Through high school, didn't play too much guitar, I suppose. I dropped it for other things. I dicked around a little bit. You play some of the songs that you hear on the radio, like, oh, that's fun to play too. But it wasn't up until about 2 years ago when we started playing with these guys that I really got back into it and studied the theory behind a lot of what goes on the neck of the guitar and music in general. And it's been a really fun trip getting back into the music world and being creative with it more than I ever could have when I was a kid. It's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
On the journey.
definitely. And
Derek.
Mr. Jared or Derek Ramsey.
Derek. That's never going away now.
Mr. D.
That's fine. That happened before Whoopson, so I don't know. I'm still in conflict on which name I want to use. They both sound like amazing. All right, but
what was music for you?
What like the whole story begins like, well, my mom and dad, before I was born, actually played in a band together out in Southern Illinois. So you could say that I've already got the music running through my veins. Growing up through the 90s, like listening to my mom's Grateful Dead playing most of the time. She's like, my family's gone through a bunch of music festivals, mostly jam band stuff, a lot of bluegrass stuff as well. So yeah, the music's always been around for me. So in middle school, like a lot of my friends here, I picked up my first instrument, which for me was the trumpet. I actually kicked ass with that for about 3 years until I got to high school. That's where I picked up the acoustic 6-string guitar, and that's been my instrument of choice ever since high school. And just been playing that off and on for more than 20 years now. I picked up the bass maybe like a long time ago as well. I've played in several different projects. My first actual band, I was singing lead for a post-hardcore band, like really hardcore metal, like screamy kind of stuff with that circle pit. But that didn't last too long, so I went back to bass guitar, and I played in like blues bands. Played in a couple other like surfer rock kind of bands, like what we're doing right now. Yeah, and I met these guys, but almost like 2 years ago. Yeah,
That's crazy.
having a gay old time now.
Right?
Yeah, that's about the whole music story for me, I think.
Cool. Very cool. So, you guys have a few songs out that I know of. Start. Bringing the Love, and what would you say are like the core meaning behind that song? Other than just
kind of like looking at life with another perspective and having that, not always to look at everything in the manner of what your eyes perceive, always look at it from the other perspective and kind of like always bring love no matter what, like no matter what your attitude is towards something, just try to insert the love into that dynamic and it'll usually come out on the positive side. Right. And that's kind of what the lyrics are about. Yeah. And just helping people, man. Like you see somebody in need, help them,
I think that's a big staple of our band is trying to raise the vibratory level of what we got going on, and that's kind of our pilot song, first song that we kind of released and recorded. So I think that's kind of displays a lot of what we hope to do in the future by bringing the love in a sense, bringing a higher vibration, trying to make friends and
Making family.
Off of me. So,
For a good time.
it's interesting, and I'm only going to touch on this like very briefly, but the different things all vibrate at a different level, right? Even rocks. Everything has a different vibration. And so like when we just sing raising the vibe or getting high, raising everybody together, it's kind of cool because everybody always seems to feel better when you feel that
Elevation.
Yeah, like you just feel not so heavy.
Yeah, well, like you said, there's a vibration, and inside that vibration, are all these dynamics of music floating in between us all the time. We get to be the conduit to harness it for a second and give that gift back to people that are there trying to, raise that love vibration.
It's interesting too because like supposedly alcohol makes you vibrate very, very low, and that's supposedly why I guess I read that you can connect with spirits because you're vibrating so low. That's what they're kind of vibrating, kind of lower rum or whatever. But smoking cannabis, it's not the same feeling at all. It's an uplifting feeling. It's almost like a conscious awareness around you feeling.
Yeah.
And then like when we all vibrate together on this awesome music or a concert or a festival, you're just like almost like that scene in a Half Baked where you're like, go outside.
Yeah, everybody's together. Yeah.
That's how it kind of feels like when we're all jamming and rocking out. It's pretty fucking cool.
Awesome.
So, another one I like too is Trauma Tears. Yep. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just came off of a riff that Jaden kind of started jamming one night, and we just started writing stuff. But it's about kind of like what we're doing up there. In my opinion, I'm kind of like, as the vocalist and the guy that writes the lyrics to connect to, I kind of feel like that some of that trauma that we've lived through and what we're living through and connecting through is laid out there on the table. And it's kind of like that. I wanted to have an introduction into the song of like, we're here to have a good time, but also like there's this other flip side of what's going on up here, of the tears that have fallen to go through all this, like that we're working on all this music and how much it takes. It's not just going in there and like, oh, here, let's play this beat and da 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 da. Like there's actually some emotion attached to it, and that's kind of what it was about.
Right. Like a lot of the stuff that we go through and learn is sometimes hurtful. And then afterwards you're like, oh, you know what? Okay, I did figure something out from that, but it sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, like losing a job and then you're like, I gotta go for another one.
And I can't afford therapy, so
Right.
it's good.
This
for
is
me.
That's why you stay married.
Yeah. No, it is kind of a therapy when we get to play music
Oh, definitely.
and let go of some of that stuff.
Definitely. That's definitely one thing that I've learned from not drinking and then smoking is you got to remember all the hurtful stuff that you are trying to bury and then go through it. But cannabis just helps you slowly digest, you know, that somebody said this a long time ago when you were a kid or something. And once you get through some of that, you remember the good stuff that you're inadvertently forgetting by trying to drink yourself away or whatever. And then you come back and you're like, you know what? All right, this isn't so bad. I do have a good reason for being around.
Right.
Learn self-love and
Yeah.
time to give a fuck.
Give a fuck about the right stuff and not about the stupid stuff.
Totally. Straight up.
I'm gonna save that song for later. So, favorite bands? We already talked about mostly your inspirations and stuff. What do you guys do on the, when you're not jamming out or working your butt off somewhere? You guys have dogs, cats.
I got an awesome dog. I spend a lot of time with it. Just try to take it. It'd be here if I wasn't in a rental car right now. So
Yeah.
I don't have any pets, but we both do hot yoga pretty good.
Nice.
So hot bodies and stuff like that. Sweat it out.
Definitely.
That's kind of what I do after. Not jamming.
I'm a big yoga person. I mean, I don't know all the moves, but the
Yeah.
stuff I do remember,
Yeah, it's good for it.
I try to do it every day.
Yeah.
stretching.
it's a good family.
What do you do for fun? Do you have a dog, a snake?
I watch all kinds of dogs. During COVID, my aunt needed somebody to watch her dog. So I started doing that, and then word of mouth got around, and now I'm watching all kinds of dogs everywhere.
The best dog
But
watcher.
none of my own. But
Best dog
yeah,
watcher
call me if you need your
in New
dog
Mexico.
watch while you're on vacation.
Right?
But yeah, other than that, I like to go to other people's shows as much as I can.
That's what they're all about.
I'm still following what's left of the Grateful Dead. Seen them almost about 130 times now, believe it or not. Coast to coast. That's how I travel.
When did they have time to play for you guys?
I know. Sometimes we have to do it like Derek's doing it.
They're like the whole Johnny Deppers. Like, hey, you know what? You've been doing enough shows. Let me just come up here and help us play. And you?
Off time, I like to be creative. I try to spend a lot of time writing, reading. I spend a lot of hours in the morning reading books and
Some books.
read some books.
You start working on that U-fold?
Yeah, you're never gonna get it back. But wintertime, snowboard. Love snowboarding. And of course, run this restaurant and have a family and try to go to as many shows as I can throughout the year as well. Into all kinds of music, so I go to all kinds of shows. I mean, I went to Grateful Dead cover band the other night, and last night was Natalie Rise who were opening for tonight, and
Big time.
so yeah, music's a big part of my life. It definitely helps me. It's therapy for me. So regardless if I'm playing or just a fan out in the crowd, it's a connection for me for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
For me, I work a few days a week here at the restaurant, but for the most part, I try and hone my guitar skills. But I like to try and take it easy. I'm disabled, so everything physical seems to cause issues. So I try and just take it easy as much as I can, so that I can focus on this.
Let's see. Outside of music, I work here at the restaurant full time. Best pizza in town. Yeah, it's actually pretty good pizza. It's not often you can work at a restaurant for over a year and say the food is still good. Right.
It's on film.
See, I got a cat that I take care of. I just try to study a lot of guitar and practice on that, master the craft. Yes. And other than that, it's just like PC gaming, dude. I spend a lot of time gaming. That's
I do a lot of VR, Steam.
Yeah, okay, I wish I could get.
I can't say a lot because I'm mostly doing video recording, downloading, uploading.
When you got the time for it.
Yeah. My brother's always trying to tell me, get on, play Zomboid or Daisy or something. And I'm like, I'll just get killed a lot. Well, I have a dog. I know I'm not on camera, but we have a dog, me and my wife. Bulldog. Her name's Izzy. She's a pain in the ass. But she basically probably saved my mental health because I'm a disabled dude also, so I have like back and neck problems. And I used to hate crowds and didn't trust anyone, didn't want to leave the house. And then once COVID happened, I was just like, everybody stay away. Don't come around. But then we had 2 little nieces, so we like to go over there and spoil them. And yeah, I think animals played also an important role.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to my dog Roman because he'll be mad if he doesn't. Give a shout out. That's my dog.
But yeah, they kind of keep you like when you start to slowly walk away from reality, maybe, and then they're like, "Hey, how you doing, man? It's all good." Like, oh yeah, everything's all good. Okay.
Grounded.
Yeah, animals are an emotional magnet, man. They know when you're feeling down and out, and they know when you come home happy, and they're happy to see you.
Oh yeah, cool. As many times as we go to shows, my dog always is like, "Can you go?"
I'm good. I'm gonna be home with you too. I don't go to shows with us. He just sits right beside me.
He's almost like
he loves the music.
He could be the stage dog. He could be Coco.
Right?
Yeah.
He's you dog.
I don't love for my dog to do that, but she's so antisocial for some reason. So it's like other dogs, other kids, other males. I don't even know. Like, she likes a very small amount of people, and then she's like, no one else can be in the circle. So I don't know. I would love to have her out in public, but she's kind of became a service dog for me. Just keeping me on track. And then when I met the wifey, gave me a stronger reason to try harder, and then things just got a little easier. And now it's actually enjoyable, whereas before, like anxiety to be around people.
Right.
Like even my own family.
Right.
It'd be like Christmas and it's like all I hear is a bunch of white noise and kids screaming. My whole family talks loud.
That's sensory overload.
Yeah, talking over each other and arguing and fake news, facts, whatever they want to throw in there. And you're like, I don't know what's going on, but I love you. The family is super important. Whether you have a family that's like this, or maybe, family that you go and see them.
Blood in and blood out.
Right? Yeah. So, you guys travel. Oh wait, we did not ask Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear, do you have a pet bear? A dog or?
He's got pet chickens.
Pet chickens.
Well, I got my crazy kitty that I'm trying to deal with. She's got like a compulsive licking disorder, so trying to keep her alive. But yeah, shit that I do besides jamming with my music fam here, and not working my ass off. When I'm not doing that, loves me some Harley Davidson motorcycles. That's been in my life for about 15 years now. When it's out of season to ride a motorcycle, loves me some snowboarding. Just like Elton, except for I'm better than Elton. I'm just kidding. He's pretty good too. Loves me some.
It's on.
Stop. It's my turn. Yeah. Wait for me. Yeah, when I'm not motorcycling, when I'm not snowboarding, can't get enough live music. Also do weird stuff like hiking, like a weird hippie dude, and other stuff. That's about it.
That's cool. I would snowboard if I down the hill, but I probably end up crashing into a Gwyneth Paltrow or something on accident.
Yeah.
But I've tried it a couple times, and it's definitely more fun than skiing. But those muscles aren't as like I'm not used to those muscles. Pushing back, pushing forward, sliding down. So you guys got like actual kids?
I have a 16-year-old. He's working right over there. The kid that looks like he's straight out of the 90s. That's
I've got 2 little boys.
2 little boys? That's cool. I have 0 kids, so I just spoil my nieces.
There you go.
I'm guessing
a bunch of
No kids.
no kids over here?
No. You got a strong pull-out game.
Pull-out long game. There goes my government bonds.
Leave it up to Chris. He does take his shirt off sometimes.
And kids are awesome. Man, that's a lot of energy to contain. 24/7? Even 7-Eleven's like, nah, dude, we gotta close for at least a break. Okay, I gotta close.
30 minutes, clean the bathroom.
Right? Like, and you're not allowed to come knocking on the door, ask me what I'm doing. So, teenagers, at least they can kind of take care of themselves and kind of keep them alive.
Yeah.
The little ones, they grab touching this, what's that?
Stomping out caterpillars.
Anything nice anymore. Right?
The crust off my sandwich.
Right? Eat your pepperonis off your pizza. So, guys have a gig tonight. Now rice.
Yes, sir.
The nori. The or whatever. Remember the DJ's name. That's not beautiful. Tonight, I don't remember the DJs.
I don't remember if there's a DJ tonight. I think it's just us, Minori, and now they're right.
Okay, cool. So that's gonna be huge in Santa Fe. I don't remember where it's at.
Tumbleroot.
Tumbleweed?
Tumbleroot.
Oh, Tumbleroot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
A lot of
Tumbleroot.
gets down.
Tumbleroot. Elevated Roots at Tumbleroot.
Getting it down.
And Elevated Roots at Tumble.
Come take a tumble. We'll lift you up and give you good vibes.
And Crystal Pool.
I also own a Harley.
Nice.
So does Derek.
05 Deluxe.
Deluxe, nice. I've got a 17 Road King special.
Your pants on.
Right?
He's like, I don't have any on.
And we like to go cruise. Well, when the wind's not trying to blow me off the road, I like to go cruise. I'm not a.
Right.
I used
Welcome
be a
to New
wind,
Mexico.
rain, shine. I don't care. Like I'll defile when I get home.
Yeah.
But now
I rode through it all when I worked at the Wicked West dealer for a while. I only had my motorcycle, so I was riding through the wind, the rain, which was a lot of fun, especially when you don't have rain gear. It was an experience for sure.
a couple times I tried to be like a a cool tough guy, and it was gonna rain. And I'm like, I can ride in the rain. And I got home and I was so wet and freezing. I was like, I couldn't even like get my hands on off like T-Rex. It's like, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get some warm clothes to wear. Warm gear. Gears every
I
day.
drove my friend's motorcycle to a Super Bowl party because it was warm during the day. And then that night I was trying to drive back in my hand, so I couldn't even put them off the handlebars. They were just
Yeah, because you're holding on and then you're just like frozen. And then you like slide your hand up this way because it hurts to open them. But, so are you guys, is anybody native to New Mexico?
No.
Two? Derek? Are you native? No? Neither am I. I'm actually a Cali kid. California, most of mine, Colorado, some of it.
In a birth
There about 10 years. But I like it here. It's so much more kind of quiet. If you go to Denver and you're too much. So many cars out there.
It was my pants.
I wish our bud prices were like Colorado.
Yeah, right. It's fucking outrageous now.
Okay. I mean, I don't know where people thought, oh, well, they're charging this much on the street. I guess we can charge that too. It's like, no, that was called black market. It's just more expensive. Right. And they're like, yeah, we're going to sell it. I'm like, okay. Well, I'm going to buy them at a time, a little bit of time.
As more and more.
And we can take a smoke break too, or whatever.
I think we probably need to wrap it up pretty soon. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, I want to hit up on your guys' show tonight so people go. Santa Fe, New Mexico, Tumbleweed
Brewery.
Brewery.
And just
Alley Rice, the Nori, Elevated Roots. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you again because this is so much fun. And anytime you guys want to come on and let people know you have another show coming up or another big show or whatever,
Definitely.
let me know. You guys are always welcome on.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
And I'll be.
Was there any other questions you had about any other stuff? Any songs?
Well, your newest song, Day Grip, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of get the gist, but maybe you want to explain it a little more deeper fashion.
One night we were jamming and Dare Bear.
It's gonna last forever.
He said the word bankrupt, and it just caught my attention, and I was like, I'm gonna go home and write a song about this. And so like I came back with these lyrics, and it was kind of in my head a rags to riches story, kind of you wake up and you're broke and you don't have any money in the bank and you really want some medication and you don't have any, and so we start off on the journey of not ever wanting to be in that position again in life, and kind of leaving that as a threshold, like I'm not ever going to be bankrupt again, and
Coming through the couch for straight nugs sucks.
Yeah. So in the story,
Oh.
if you kind of pay attention to the song, he goes out and gets some seeds and goes home and grows and then starts spreading love to his friends, and that's kind of the whole story. Is in the end, he's helping other people that are bankrupt, and there's more to come to that story too. John Brown's going to have another reappearance in a different song. So yeah,
That's cool. I mean,
A dank is slang for cannabis, in case all you young kids don't know what that
Thank you, Mark.
is. You want to be bankrupt.
yeah.
no, I can totally picture it too, because when I was, in my mid-20s or whatever, I was doing construction, working on cars, working on motorcycles, and never really saved anything. Went out to the bars too much. And then you're always like hoping you have just enough weed to roll a joint in the morning. And sometimes it's a little skinny.
You gotta cut it in half.
See if it rips up.
shaking it down, cutting the paper off.
Right. Trying to get that extra little resin out or whatever.
It's heartbreaking.
And now, I'm like, if I would have just stopped drinking, I would have plenty of money to buy weed. Duh.
Good way to look at it.
Never gonna be bankrupt again.
That's right.
Fingers crossed.
So what's the big hope for? I mean, I see lots and lots of sweet autographs on your Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame. I don't know if everybody can see, but there's some big names, lots of names of all this amazing people who came to eat this awesome pizza. And you guys need to come check it out because it smells so bomb. I'm about to go eat like 4 slices.
We hope to elevate the group to the level where we're on the wall, we're on our way of being tonight opening for Night of the Rise. We opened up for Cashed Out at Launchpad a while back, and we hope to be considered and to be one of those top groups in New Mexico when people come through to the point to where we can maybe one of these groups that come through, they'll just grab us and like, hey, you guys want to go on tour? And we're like, yeah, totally, that's where we're at. So we're getting ready for that kind of elevated expansion and see what happens and just try to ride the wave. That's kind of what it's been the whole time, is just riding the wave of like, okay, like this is just keeps happening. It just keeps happening for us. And so when you're blessed with all these things, you really got to just take recognition of that. And,
I mean, the dream is to do this and not have to worry about something else, right?
I'd love to quit your job, Elton.
Yeah, I'd love to quit your job.
Two of us come up and just, and you're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I can't wait to see you guys tonight with Natalie Rice and from Santa Fe. It should be pretty freaking awesome.
Can't wait to see you there.
Yeah.
Be cool to see you in the crowd.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it because it means a lot to me. Your guys' time is important. I'm just the same, but I hang out.
Everybody's time, man. We appreciate you being here. And everybody's time. Yeah, it's like we were talking about, the reverberation of the harmony. Like it took you being here to have us being here. So thank you.
Thank you guys. All right, only love and one love, brother. One love. All you guys.
One love.
Right there.
We have a gig tonight, Derek.
Don't forget.